Alright, so we're gonna work the bison today, and I saw that they slipped out of this pasture into this pasture, which is where the corral is. So I was able to slip in behind them, shut the gate. So now they're caught. Looks like they're coming out of the corral. We're all trapped in there and they're like, I have to know where to go. So we'll run them back up in there later. Oh my gosh, yes, here comes Dan. He ruins our day. Come on, chill.
Never be easy.
I'm gonna also make it so they have water crops.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so here I'm just climbing over into one of the holding pens. There's a bunch of bison congregated back in the rear there. I think we've already, by this point, I think we've worked about 29 head. So I climb up over the 7-foot high fence that's made of steel pipe, 4-inch pipe, and 2-inch sucker rod. I just kind of go back, walk through the meadow there, and put a little rearward pressure on them. Now in this case, I actually wasn't intending to do this, but I was able to separate out the 2 herd bulls from the rest of from the heifers and the cows, and you know, I was able to run them up towards the squeeze where we're going to give them their medications and vaccines. So I think right here I start to turn up a handful of them, maybe about 10 or so. They balk and reverse direction, so I get out of the way, but then I cut the herd bulls off and turn them back. So I think I turn them here. Yes. It's always, when it comes to bison like this, it's a game of chicken. It really is. It may not look like it, but I'm always kind of eyeing the rails. So if they do come at me, I can quick jump up on the rails. Alright, so here we've got a 2-year-old bull. He is, actually, he may be getting ready to go on 3 years of age. We're just giving him, we've already given him his shots, and we're giving him Bison, which is to treat liver flukes. And he's fighting a little bit. He has his mouth clamped down, so we're trying to get his mouth to get open to give him that medication. So we give him the medication and just kind of seal things off and let him free. He's happy to get out of there. We try to work all the animals as quickly as possible. They don't like being in the squeeze. So I think we worked 51 head in less than 4 hours, about 3.5 hours. So they weren't in there long. But what Dad's doing is we run them up in there. We get them kind of squeezed with the side panels there, and then get their neck braced. That front area of that's down right now is called a crash gate, because the bison just hit it so hard. You really need a crash gate to prevent them from just running out the other end, and you have time to catch them that way. So this one was balking a little bit where his head was. It's a little bit smaller one. It was a calf last summer, so it's got some growing to do. And the smaller they are, the harder they are to actually catch a man, to be honest. So we've got him caught. Dad's giving this calf, this yearling, probably giving it Calvary 9 and Triangle HB, which is those are vaccines. Now he's giving it ivermectin to deworm it, and some multimin, which is just like your vitamins that you or I might take. And once he's done with that, I'm calling out the dosages, and he's also calling out dosages, and we're recording it. So I'm writing all this down. Once we get it all wrote down, I've already adjusted the dosage for Bison and calculated that. So we open up the crash gate so we can get to the head. And this calf is really rambunctious. Just cause sometimes you gotta let him settle down. And here we just put the valve, the pipe, well, I guess it's a little steel rod up in the mouth of that little young heifer and let her go. Get him out of there quick. So you can see that was you know, pretty quick to give him 4 shots and an oral medication. All done. On to the next one. And I was not having the best of luck catching these smaller calves, but they're just kind of tricky to catch. But I go up there and I look at the number, the ear tag, see who we have. Sometimes it's hard to see. They've been rolling in a little bit of mud. So, okay. Dan, can you read? Okay. So I've got the ear tag. I check the scale, see how much she weighs, and then Dad is already measuring out dosages of medicine. I think he was using 16 gauge needles. He opens up this side panel right here that allows you to get right into their like shoulder area. Dad thought she wasn't caught, but she actually was. Alright. Anyhow, he opens up the side panel, starts to administer shots. I'm calculating the Bison dosage based off her weight here. Teamwork makes the dream work. Alright, I'm setting the Bison dosage right there. Dad's administering the second round of 2 shots. Ivermectin and Multimin. I'm waiting on him now. He's ready to go with the Bison. I'm going to open the crash gate. This calf's head was way down. These calves fight the most, I swear. Alright. She's even got one hoof kind of through there. So once she calms down, we just slide it up in her mouth, shoot her full of the Bison, and then boom, we're done. Quick as I can, let her out of there. She's gone. Alright, so the reason why we have a tractor there that's running is we have a hydraulic squeeze. So we connect the hydraulic components to the tractor so that way you know, we can just run the whole hydraulic system off the tractor. So I'm headed up to go get a few more, head to work. We've got a few calves that are hanging around there because really their moms are still in the catch in the holding pen, so they want to go hang out back with their moms. These are actually more like yearlings now, but anyhow, over the tall fence, and here we go. Run back there. I've got my paddle. I'm going to run a few up the alleyway here and get them to turn. I guess I should say our corral is not completed, so there's a lot more features and some changes in design we're going to do, but we have to dig out the pond, so we haven't completed building our corral yet, or our new corral I should say. There's still some remnants of the old corral. So anyhow, I go back there towards the end. I try to break a couple loose to bring up to work, and I think in this case they balked at the turn. So I thought they were going, they kind of stopped and turned, and then I put a little more pressure on them, try to bring them up, and these ones balked at the turn. They did not. want to go. Maybe, yeah, I think they turn on me here. They didn't want to go in. They balked. Came back around. I went up on the rails. They had decided they were going, so I got out of their way. But yeah, there's one of the yearlings that their mamas are still in there, so they're upset. It was funny, once the moms got worked and went out there, the calves and the mamas just immediately ran off with each other. They were very happy. All right, so here we go. Take two. I think they put me up on the rails twice. My dad was really interested in the dirt and the gravel. He also liked Will's legs and his boots. Great boots. All right, so take two. Here we go. I've got a few running up. I'm feeling good about myself. Oh yeah, they're gonna go right into the pen. For sure this time. No problem at all. Right? I think I'm on the right side of the alleyway. This up. No. Failure again. They come right back at me. Nope. I do have them turned. They're gonna go. Nope. They're balking again. And they come back. They're just they're just running circles. Up. Get out of the way. Get towards the rail. They've had enough. Alright, so take three. I think the third time I did get them. This was just a weird fluke. They just didn't want to go. Alright, so here we go. I think this time around I did get them. I go back there, put some pressure on them. They all come around. But this time I stayed right on their heels. I pushed them as hard as I could. I didn't let up. So here they come. Group of them. I'm running down the alleyway behind them. Dad likes Will's hat. And we get him in. Slam the gate behind him. Boom. They're caught. And we quickly pull out a few of those young calves and separate them out. Kind of break the herd up so they're not all crammed in where somebody can get hurt. And then we run a few up in the slider gates here. Right up here. I send a few. They didn't go that time. Take another attempt. Alright, we get a couple up there. We've got a couple more gates to separate them out before we get them in our squeeze. Yeah, so anyhow, just rinse and repeat. Do this 62 times.